Tonight, we are so lucky and so fortunate because we have another Pure Success here show. And I can tell you right now, tonight, we're going to be talking to a woman that has been in this business since 2003 and has been rocking out each and every night, going in homes and educating women about their bodies and about their business. But not only that, but by building an unbelievable team that just this year, it did $1.5 million so far. And I can tell you right now, when you start looking at this story, some of the things that you will witness is this woman has served on our board of directors for the last 10 years in business. And she also has been rocking out this business by living in a small town of 300 total people. And when you start looking at this story today, you're going to see a lot of different things of trials, tribulations, overcoming, development, growth, and along the way, constantly doing what my mom says, which is staying a student the entire journey. And I'm excited about this whole night because one of the things I can tell you is this woman is very, very special to us as a family, not just the Pure Romance family, but to Patty and myself. And I can tell you right now, you're going to see a journey of a very strong and a very motivated woman. So let's take a look at Beverly Long and her Pure Success story.
One thing I can say about Beverly, no matter where we're at, it's never Groundhog's Day. She is always the craziest one of the most fun ones in the whole crowd. So you keep us all on our toes and you make us laugh. And I'm forever grateful for that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Beverly Long.
Hi everybody, I'm Beverly Long. I'm Executive Director on the Executive Board of Directors with Pure Romance. I've been doing Pure Romance for 13 years and I absolutely love what I do. It's a little crazy story. So I was in another direct sales industry and one of my hostesses had invited me to a party and I was unsure exactly what it was. And I was like, do you have a catalog? She said, yeah. And I said, well, mail me one. So she did, and as soon as I looked at that catalog, this was just something right off the bat. I mean, literally because I looked at that catalog, this was something that I wanted to do. I laugh because Tupperware is a total different audience than Pure Romance. So you've got the older generation.
Yes, there's a party going on at Mrs. Betty Martin's house. It's a Tupperware party, and it's really fun.
So I would write, red ink would be Pure Romance, and pencil would be Tupperware, so that I knew I was grabbing the right kit whenever I left to go do a show, because you never wanted to have the wrong kit with a bunch of old ladies. So I did this for about 3 months. I continued to work the business both ways, did Tupperware, did Pure Romance, and within 3 months, I literally decided to walk away from Tupperware. That's how quickly I fell in love with Pure Romance, with the passion of the business. I just fell in love with the products and the empowerment educational information I was able to give my customers. And it just seemed like, to me, I found home.
Educated in a small town, taught to fear Jesus in a small town.
Okay, so I live in East Springfield, Ohio, which is Jefferson County. It gets a lot of confusion as to where East Springfield is. They think I'm up north in Ohio near Dayton because of the Springfield, Ohio, but we're not. We're just this tiny little country town. Has about the last time I did the census was about 288 for the population. So we're not very big. Kind of a little religious town. So me doing what I do has not always been perceived to be the best here. Not always anyways, but we've overcome that in the last 13 years. And but the little town hasn't defined me as to who I am in the business, because with my business, I'll travel anywhere. So my average drive time right now for a party is approximately about an hour. I drive about an hour to a party, but I have driven as far as Kentucky, which is a 5-hour drive. Drove, did the party, and came back the same day. You know, but that comes down to hostess coaching, making sure she had enough people there and outside orders and all of that. So yeah, I mean, it just comes down to how bad do you want it? And I wanted it bad. So I was willing to go as far as I could, because this little town, I wasn't going to get far in this little town, let's be honest. There's not much around here. Hi, Casey. It's Beverly Long with Pure Romance. How are you? The only way to be successful is to be hungry. You know, how bad do you want it in your business? So, I've never let myself stop. I've missed soccer matches and track meets and choir concerts and band concerts. I've missed one of my children's proms because somebody wanted to have a party that night and she just didn't want to budge. And you can ask the girls, like, they're okay with that. They knew that I was building success, and they're very, very proud of me and what I do. And I contribute that to the fact that they saw that I wasn't going to give up. You know, the harder I worked, the more proud they became.
I'm really proud of my mom. What she does is awesome. She's able to go on tons of free trips for what she does. She's able to provide a lot of things for us. She was able to actually pay off my student loans for me, so I don't have to worry about that, which I know a lot of people my age, now they're going to have to start paying those along with other bills if they move out of their house or everything, so I won't have to be worrying about that. But what she does is awesome.
For the longest time, Dad was the provider of the family, so Mom taking on this job and just thinking kind of like it was an extra thing, and now it's become like everything from our home and a new garage and supporting all three of us and our dad, and we're very proud of her. She takes care of us.
I'm very, very proud of my mom. Not too long ago, I saw a video of her going up on stage, winning a big award.
I'm excited to have Miss Beverly Long join us up here.
You earned it. You did it. You did this.
And I really teared up from it because, like, it was, like, really nice to see that because, like, it showed, like, it really made me see how big of a person she is within this business and how high up she is, and it made me really proud.
I can remember the first time I went to a party with my mom and I went and helped her. We went to Bethany College and she did a party for a sorority. And I'd never been to one, so I was like kind of wary about it. I didn't really know how I felt, but seeing my mom in action is like really cool because you get to see her be a teacher and she's able to approach discussions of her products without it being awkward or weird or strange, and everyone in the room feels so comfortable to just talk about all these things and aspects, and it's like it's cool to watch her in action and just see her how comfortable she is to help women and like talk to women and make them feel comfortable about those kind of things.
Now we're just warming up. Everybody's taking a couple rounds before we start actually shooting. She hit it right in the dead center, I think so. When you're doing things that are fun, you're keeping the glue of the family together. Plain and simple, it's true. I mean, it shouldn't always be about reprimandation and rules and chores. You should definitely do things that are fun.
Kylie, how'd you get one clear over there?
How did she get over there?
We just do a few different things. We love to go to the movies. We love to go out to dinner, and shooting is something we do. We don't always get here as a family together. With the girls being so much older and having jobs and school, sometimes it might just be one with us, sometimes it might be two. Look at me climbing up the outside of it. It's been a really long time since we've had all three, which is pretty cool today that we were able to make that happen. But I think doing fun things with your family is very, very vital and important to creating that close-knit family. Pure Romance spoils us. They take really good care of us. I have been on over 31 free vacations thanks to Pure Romance. And literally I started to just take my family on a vacation.
It's awesome, especially when they send you on incentive trips and things. It's like everything's top notch, top of the line. It's a great time. That's what I tell a lot of the guys that I hang out with at the conventions and stuff. I said, I've probably been on more trips than most of the women that sell Pure Romance with Beverly. We've been to Hawaii twice, 2 Alaskan cruises, Bahamas, Florida, Las Vegas. Mediterranean cruise.
I never thought I would ever see Hawaii. Like, Hawaii is like a dream that you want to see, but you probably never gonna see. And to see it twice, and I know he was probably more excited about Alaska.
Yeah, I liked Alaska, but I remember saying to Chris on the Mediterranean cruise, I was like, did you ever think you'd be traveling the world when you were younger and stuff? And even he said he didn't see things the way they are now, that it would turn out that way.
We call it Monday Fun Day. Every Monday I'm off. So we go and do something, just Dirk and I don't work.
That's a good time. We really enjoy doing that. We get out with a lot of our friends and go out and play in the mud a little bit, do some trail riding, go to different sportsmen's clubs and stuff. And they have like ATV rallies, and we really enjoy that. We do that a good bit.
As my business grew with Pure Romance, I was able to buy those toys that we couldn't buy. You know, like, oh, how many four-wheelers have you had? I know I've had 3.
Several. We've probably had 8 to 10 four-wheelers before then we got rid of those to buy the Razor.
Yeah. And we got the Razor, which was a big
As our
investment.
business grew, everything around us grew with it.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And we do. We have a really good time with our friends. It's a great stress reliever, gets us out. We communicate very well on those rides.
Beverly's definitely made it a business. It's a full-time job for her. It supports our family. We do lots of things. I mean, we have a good income all through the Pure Romance business. It's turned out great for us.
Welcome everybody to my office. Come on in, I'm going to show you around. Over here we have this really large cork board that I absolutely love. My husband got it for me for Christmas. I just love everything about it. I am living a dream. Plain and simple, I am living a dream that a lot of people wish they could. Loving your job. The first thing you do is you need to be in love with your job, which I am. And if you're in love with your job, it's not a job. It's something that you just you want to do every day. Just like exercising. No, I don't know very many people who like exercising, right? But they go ahead and they do it because they know it makes them healthier. But with Pure Romance, I'm in love with what I'm doing, so it makes it easier to just do what you love every day. I don't fight myself to go to work in my office. You know, I don't have to fight myself to pick up the phone to book parties or to even go do the parties. I just love it. Have you reached out to those and told them to give them the offer where they can bring a friend with them, and if they bring a friend with them, they get a free gift from me? So living the dream is the money that comes from those parties. That money is pretty much set me financially to where my husband was able to retire from a job that he worked at for 20 years, 4 years ago this month. So he was able to walk away from that, and he doesn't get a retirement check. So when we say retire, we like to put that in quotes because he wasn't there long enough to get a retirement check, so he stays home now. Living the dream is being able to pay your daughter's student loans, so when they graduate from college, they don't have that debt, they don't have that worry. And we can take off any given time and go to whatever restaurant we want to, and family vacations are nothing to worry about. Like, it's just phenomenal. And then, of course, the sisterhood with the business, it's just all of it, all of it.
I'd say probably when we started talking about me stop working my job, when we talked about retirement for me, when we saw that what the income could be and how well she was doing in the business, and we sat down and had that talk, and I was like, hey, this is the real deal.
I am very proud of myself, but I'm also very humble. Like, I know that I still have to work hard to get what I've got, and I don't know, he took care of me for years. Like, he took me out of a home I shouldn't have been in, and helped give me this amazing life that I never knew before. And this is just my way of giving back. It's my way of giving back. So it's my time. It's my turn.
All right, we got to see the first half of Beverly Long Story, and I can tell you right now, it has been one of these stories that you sit back and you're watching how she's interacted with her family and some of the sacrifices that she's been able to make in her business with missing some of the sporting events, missing some of the things that are going on in the family. But I can say, Beverly, what did you think of as watching kind of this first half go by?
I mean, it's pretty freaking amazing, Chris. I mean, like, just looking at it, the way you guys put it together, like, that's my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you guys can all have that. You just got to work at it. Like, I don't know, like I'm speechless. It's just pretty
crazy. Well, can I
Yes,
ask you?
yes.
I thought having your 3 kids with guns was crazy, but I don't. I saw that. Is that a typical routine at the Long family house?
I mean, it's just something we like to do for fun, and I'm surprised Greg didn't put it in there, but 2 gangsters kind of showed up shooting while we were there, and they were like, don't piss off that family. And it was just kind of funny, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, he kind of said something snarky, and I was like, where's your camera? But it was kind of fun. I was kind of hoping he'd throw that in there, because that was kind of, funny for our life. But we absolutely love it.
You get to see, like, that side, and you get to have a little bit of fun.
Yep.
You kind of made comment and said, Dirk kind of helped save you from a, kind of bad situation. What did you mean by that?
85% of people in the United States come from a broken home, whether it be child abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse, or all 3. Mm-hmm. And I met Dirk when I was 16. I was currently working in a bar. Mm-hmm. And at the age of 17, I moved out of my home and moved in with a very loving aunt and uncle. And then at 18, I was married, and out of all of that whole situation, he's my savior. He's my rock. He's the reason I am who I am today.
He's the, I know that, we have traveled a lot together, and I feel like Dirk is kind of honorary consultant at some point.
He's been around the block a time or 2.
But with what you've been able to accomplish, coming from broken home, coming from some of the situations, do you feel like you're able not only to help your clients and your customers, but also the women joining your team? Has that been something has been a mission of yours to kind of go out there and help other people realize some of the things that they're going through?
For the longest time, I never shared my story with anybody. My best friend knew it. Close family knew it, but I just didn't share it. And one time I wanted to break through with the team and just show them a little piece of me, because I do hide myself. When you're abused, you wear a lot of armor. So one of the biggest things I've always heard is, you scare the shit out of me. Pure Romance board leaders are like, you scare the shit out of me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but here's the thing I need everybody to understand. If somebody scares the shit out of you, they're hiding something. Just give them the love they need. And I had to break it open to my team to just show them that I really do care about each and every one of them, but I also have to protect myself. And when I shared that, I kind of Humpty Dumpty broke the shell, and I became me. Mm-hmm. and I needed that. So I shared it with them, and I'm sharing it with everybody today.
And you feel like when, and the thing I've seen is you've been able to grow tremendously.
Yes.
I mean, I've watched you over the years, and you always had this kind of tough bravado, I'm not going to let anybody mess with me.
Yes.
To now this woman that is, I see every time I talk to you, this tough bravado, you've kind of turned that fuel from being this tough exterior to now taking that fuel and making you say, I'm going to go up and help as many people as I possibly can. This demeanor and this change that I see and I witness, I bet more people walk up to you today and don't scare the shit out of them. I bet they walk up
Maybe
and stay.
I
bet they feel the love, because that's what I see you give so many of your people. Your teammates, when I see them, the first thing that they are saying is they got the best mom.
I love them so much. I love each and every one of them. I just really want them to become just as successful as I am in the business. And sometimes I give them tough love. Sometimes I do scare the shit out of them. Mm-hmm. But Patty did that to me.
She still does that to me.
Yes. And without Patty's tough love, without Patty's foot up my ass, I wouldn't be who I am today. Mm-hmm. So they do still see a little bit of tough me.
How do you cope with some of the things that how do you kind of get past the past? How do you let that not define you as a person? Because so many people, and we run across 160,000 people. You've been in business almost 3 years after I got in here, and you sit there and you think, how many times that people let the past affect so much of their future decisions. How did you kind of overcome that, not let that, define you or own you?
Well, it did at first. Like, you met me. I was a hot effing mess. Right?
Yeah.
Like, for real.
I'm trying to keep a straight face. Yes, you're right. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie.
I would rather laugh than cry.
I know.
And just through Patty's help and guidance and you both created who I am today. The trainings, go to trainings. You will break through. But then just the love of my team. Back in high school, I had a teacher who actually got me counseling, unbeknownst to my parents' knowledge. Marilyn, if you're watching today, thank you. You were the reason why I was able to start to become this amazing person. And I do consider myself amazing. I'm sorry if that's kind of egotistical, but
it's not. You have to love yourself first, right?
Pretty badass, just saying. But then I found a doctor who was able to put me through PTSD treatment, and that last August is why I am who I am today. Like, I'm pretty freaking fabulous.
Yeah.
Like, I love me, right? Like, I didn't used to.
But can I go to this? And I think, and I do see this, but ultimately too, I think you started understanding that you also have three things that you want to see, and you want them to see how mom's living right.
And
I remember how much you talk about them all the time. I mean, I will say this. I get to do on a little trips with your mom, and I've been a lot of places. And the one thing I will tell you is that it's not one trip, it's all trips that she talks about you guys. And talks about what she's doing for you and how she's helping you out and all the different stuff. And I know that was very important for you as you talked and said, look, I want to live this life that I want my girls to grow up in and find their own path and their own success.
They're my proudest moment.
I know. You talk about that a lot.
Yeah, they are. Like, I did not want to raise them the way I was raised. I didn't want them to have the physical and mental abuse. I wanted them to only know love. And when we started as parents, you still have to be strict. They're not bitches, okay? They know tough love too, but I just was always so afraid to step over that line. There was always a fine line that I was afraid. What if they pushed me too far? What if I went too far? Because you have that abuse inside you. Could you do that to your kids? And people do. But you have to know that you can stand up and you can become a better person, and your past does not define you at all. You are greater than what the path you were given. And I love them to death.
I know. And you're very lucky because she does. She talks about you guys all the time. Well, let's keep this thing moving. We'll see the rest of this whole thing.
Yeah, let's just
come back. And we'll get makeup in here, and we'll come right back after part 2 of Beverly Long, Pure Success.
So when I first started in 2003, I thought Ohio should all be mine. I didn't want to recruit. I wanted to just do all the parties. All the parties should be mine.
Thank you, everybody, for coming today. Did everybody get their team jackets? Who ordered them?
And I would say it wasn't until 2005 that I recruited my very first girl. Her name was Patty, and Patty was like, I'm thinking about doing this. And I was thinking in the back of my head, oh, no, you're not. Now, mind you, I was 3 hours away from home. I was in Columbus. So it's not like Patty could step on my toes.
We're going to start over here at this table, and we're going to get to know our sisters.
She was like, so tell me, are the totes heavy to carry? I was like, yeah, they are. Well, Patty decided that she was going to do it no matter what, okay? She was coming on board whether I wanted her to or not. So she joined my team, and she taught me right from the start that, you know what, there's enough parties out there for everybody, that I don't have to have them all. And Patty and I just continued to grow our little team, and the next thing you know, here we are 13 years later with about 270 girls.
You're going to stand up, you're going to say your name, how far you came drove to come here. So if you drove 20 minutes or 5 minutes or 1.5, you're going to say that. Or if you drove 3 hours like Chesney. So you're going to say how far you drove and one word that you think of when you think of this team.
My name is Molly, and I drove an hour to get here, and the word that I think of is givers.
I'm Nicole. We drove about an hour, and the word that I think of, obviously, hugs.
Jenna Patton. I drove about 20-25 minutes to get here, and I think of uplifting when I think of girls.
Lord, I'm going to say about 8 years ago, we all started bringing things in, and I think it's kind of cool they all get to bring something that they absolutely love. So, and people love to cook and people love to bake, and you know when you have an amazing thing that you can make, right? So as women, we want to share that with others. So that's what they do. They bring what they are pretty amazing at, baking or cooking, and bring it, and knowing that they're feeding their friends and their family there, and kind of, nobody likes to be judged, but they're like, "Would you like it? Isn't it amazing?"
Who wants to start this off right away with a Buster Booty drawing? That's right.
If you come to the team meeting, you get a free ticket into a drawing. And I did it for many different things, not just a mini iPad. We did a Fat Max full of product, but whatever it was, they had to attend the team meeting in order to get these tickets.
For those of you who are brand new, when I draw your name or your ticket, you go over and pick any two that are put together that you want. All right, so whatever you want, and you can win multiple times. It's not one and done here, all right?
Last December, we were at 15 people in attendance. 15. Yesterday's team meeting had 48 in attendance. The closer we become, the more they want to come. You know, the closer the sisterhood, the more they want to be there. So it's really overwhelming, but so exciting to see how big we've grown. I mean, we've grown out of our building. We literally grew out of the building we were in, and now we're in a bigger one.
So we're going to get started with some recognition. Right now we have, I believe, 47 people in attendance. So if we get 3 more, you all know what that means, right? Yeah, big giveaway, big giveaway.
I used to have my team meetings here at the house, and I would order like pizza or something. Like I would have something for them, but encourage them to bring something also. But a lot of people didn't. And then when we went to a bigger building, which it was on the opposite side where we were yesterday, I just started that right off the bat. Like if you bring product for the Buster Booty and you bring food, then you will get tickets into a special drawing. And that's exactly why I did it. It just to take it off of me, because when I'm getting ready for a team meeting, it is easily 3 full days in my office.
You're always like, teach me how to recruit. Recruiting comes within. All right, plain and simple, it comes from within you. When you love what you do, when you exude confidence at what you're doing, when you're very knowledgeable, when you're making a ton of money, people want what you've got.
The team has changed me a lot in a lot of different ways. They have shown me not to be so tough and rough. They actually call me the Sour Patch Kid. One of the girls yesterday said, "I wanted to call you the Sour Patch Kid, but I didn't want to do it on film." And I just laugh, because the Sour Patch Kid will say something, that needs to be said, black and white, blunt, pretty straightforward, and then give them a hug. And that's kind of who I am. I will be honest with you. Don't ask me a question you don't want an answer to, but then I'll finish it with a hug. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry I had to be pretty harsh, but let's hug it out.
We have 2 girls here today that won Cancun. So I'm super, super excited to reward them with a little extra surprise gift. April, rip it open. Whitney, calm down.
Beverly's amazing. She's inspirational. She's a tough love motivator. She kind of hones in on your strengths to amplify them, and she will tackle your weaknesses to change those.
She's like the total package, whether you need her to be soft or hard, like she's got all of it.
She's very, very giving, whether it be with gifts or just knowledge. She's an amazing person, amazing.
I just started Pure Romance in October, so I'm in only about 6 months. But I mean, like I won Cancun, and this is now my full-time job. So she has really pushed me to be the person that I wasn't sure that I could be.
She's goal setting, she's on top of it, she's multitasking and taking care of not only her business, but her family, and as well as a team of 250 women. So to be able to be that much of a role model is just, it gives you goosebumps to think about it.
So we're gonna get started with our April team sales. That's what we did last month as a team. We did $190,317.60. So give yourself a round of applause. Just to show you, you can do whatever you want. Last month I did 15,000, this month I did 5. It's all up to you. You run your own business. So sometimes you go up, sometimes you go down.
Looking back, I wish I had started to recruit right away, but I just didn't know any better. I really didn't, you know, and it's a mistake, but when you learn and you grow from your mistakes, then you become a better person. It's those mistakes you make repeatedly, time after time after time, that you don't grow from, that suck.
Going to show you how to capitalize on the summer months to keep the momentum going with your business. So what we're going to work on right now is we're going to work on party theme names. Leading into the summer months, it can be a very profitable time for Pure Romance consultants. Or it can be one of the slowest times of your entire career. But you are the one who is the deciding factor in that.
Because of my past, I didn't trust others to do things for me. Like, I had to do them, I had to be in control. And they've taught me to let go of that control and delegate more. They've taught me to love. They've taught me that you can trust people. Like, they've taught me so much. It's not just one thing. The team has taught me a lot of things. And because of them, I feel that I'm becoming one of the best leaders there are out there.
I don't know, just the type of leader she is. She's a leader, but she knows how to be funny too. And it makes me realize that I could be like that when I grow up, and it makes me want to be like that. She's also a very great role model when it comes to being a mom, because trust me, out of us three, I would know that she's a mom. Like, she is really like strict to me, but in a good way, and like I know how to act most of the time.
13 years ago, met this beautiful woman named Patty Brisben, who has had more impact on my life than just about anybody outside of my little family here. Patty showed me compassion. She showed me how a mother should be to a child, even though she wasn't my mom. She showed me guidance. She reprimanded me when I needed reprimanded, and I grew from every mistake I ever made, and I grew from every encounter with Patty, good and bad. And I hope that today she's able to look at me and be very proud of the person that I've become, because she saw me go from a little weed in the grass to a beautiful flower. And I just absolutely love her. She didn't have to give me the compassion. She didn't have to care as much as she did for me. I could have just been somebody she was just like, you know what? That's just, that person is too hard to deal with, too hard to work with. Let me go with an easier one. But she didn't. She didn't give up on me. And Chris is also a very, very big role model in my life. Chris has also helped guide me and coach me and train me to be a better person, a better consultant, Because of those two, I'm a better mother, I'm a better wife, I am a better leader, and I'm just a better human, thanks to both of them.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes a fighter. Footsteps even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm over, 'cause you're gone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, stronger. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. When
All right, so we're back after watching the Kickball Fest.
Yeah.
So, you kind of go through this second segment and you start learning a little bit more about your business. And one of the comments you made is if you want it, you got to go out and get it. What do you mean by that?
I wanted to be a stronger person. I wanted to, I don't even know how to say this. I wanted to be known. I wanted to be somebody special. I wanted people to like me, and I wanted to own my own damn business, and not just a business. I wanted to be the owner of a successful business. I wanted to prove people wrong, and my head was down, like up a couple times acting stupid, but it was down. I was just really driven to overcome what was given to me. I don't know if you guys saw that quote on there, but I'm not what happened to me. I'm what I chose to become. And that means so much to me that it's tattooed on my back, because I just really wanted to be a better person.
The weed to the flower.
Yes.
And I thought that was great because you sit there and you think about that, because most people when they get in, they don't have that self-belief yet of how they actually do deserve, or that they should have, or they should get. And and watching your journey along the way, you're a woman that said, hey, look, you're gonna have your times where you might have been somebody that goes, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna be this tough person. But so many people saw this unbelievable person and you just didn't see it yet. And so many people that were around you kept all the love around you, kept coming back. And I never will forget, you made a comment about my mom. And I would say Patty's been your biggest fan, because she's been like wanting to see you grow and succeed. But she's not going to be easy on the people that she knows has it. And you were one of those people that she never gave up on, because ultimately...
She should have. I mean, let's be honest. There was a couple of times where she should have.
Oh, she knows.
But she... but she didn't.
No. But here's the thing, because she knew you weren't ever going to give up either. And that becomes a tandem. And that's the thing, you were able to grow and you were able to do. And that's why you sit here today, is because you had this drive in you, you had this commit to you. And when I saw you get the 10-year, board of directors moving to executive board, I couldn't be more happy, because it showed the dedication that you put into business, the dedication you put in your team. And I think it's great. The one thing I didn't know about this whole thing was that your nickname is Sour Patch Kid.
Well, that actually just happened this past year. My damn team.
I'm trying to figure out the whole Sour Patch thing, because I'm like,
it was their idea.
Okay, can you elaborate on the Sour Patch?
There's commercial, and they do mean. They cut off the ponytail and then they hug.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you'll have to
Just Google it.
I'm Googling now. You know.
So I cut off people's ponytails and they give them a hug.
Now, I don't know if we have a wide shot behind her. Do we have a shot behind her? No, I don't know. But, you know, you got your family's here with you tonight.
I can see them back there.
Okay, can you see him back
can't-
there?
yeah.
You know, I wasn't sure if they could see him. So, you know, Dirk's here. And so, you know, and we were looking at all of our pictures together. And he's like, I can't believe you showed that picture. He's been commentary. So, you know, how, you know, with Dirk watching the whole thing, and I could ask you, you know, what would you say with her whole journey that you would sit back and say, you know what, I've watched her blossom, I've watched her grow. Has it been a kind of as good of a journey for you as it has been for her?
Oh, definitely so, yeah. She's gotten me out of like a dead-end job, and she's done a lot for the whole family. It's been a great ride.
Yeah. So now you sit back and you think, now you're kind of helping and doing all the stuff at the house and everything else like that. And here's the thing.
He needs my mic.
I know. I didn't know what was going on
but
here.
But they were on camera too.
I'm starting to worry. Like, okay, where are we going with this? But it's one of those times, Beverly.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, so, but at the same time, what could you say to, because, you know, you've been an ultra supportive of her in the business. And what do you say to other significant others that are watching? Because there's a lot of women out here that don't have the support staff that sometimes they need, or the belief of somebody else believing in them. Why did you give her this so much belief? Why did you have so much support with this? Why did you back this thing as much as you did with her?
I think when I saw how much it meant to her and how far she was taking it and where she was going with it, that just brought me right on board because it meant so much to her.
Yeah. And so when you think about it, you know, you guys have been a good team, haven't you?
She's been the leader, but I've been there.
Oh, now he gives me credit.
Well, hey, easy. Give him credit. Dirk, I love you. And anytime we can go on trips together, I'm always about it, okay? But good. You also, you know, you're three back here that have just been phenomenal. I mean, you've been able to retire one school debt, you know, you've got a couple. I see your Instagram. Are you the track one? Who's the track one? Who's in track? You're in track? Yeah, you. I watch I see your track pictures, making it happen. But Mom's always putting them, posting them. So, what's next? What's the next chapter for you and your business, you and your family?
Chris, that's a hard question because we've always talked about uprooting and moving to just get away from the negative area, and just how it would probably help me internally. Yeah. Like after we had our little thing, I don't know if you saw me, I was in here internally shaking. We've talked about moving. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to uproot my house. Like Kirsten says, we can't go anywhere until she graduates. But I don't know. That's just something I'm going to have to figure out. Okay. You know, do I want to take this business somewhere else and
rock and roll with it?
Yeah, or do I stick it out and overcome it? And my team's like, yep, sticking it out.
Well, that's my next question. What's up for the Play Toy Bunnies?
Oh, I don't know if they know it or not, but we're headed to bigger, better, badder things. Like we are hashtag 300 United. We are hashtag Play Toy $1 million bunnies. We are literally, I don't care if they like it or not. We're
going up
straight up.
Boom. So I got a couple things left. So, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody that's along the way, any of your people that have been with you, any things like that you want to give anything to?
There are so many. And she's probably not even going to expect this. She's going to be like, me? I was sitting over there and you were talking, and I know you kept making eye contact with me. You knew I was nervous. I was on my phone, and you know, I'm never on my phone at trainings, and I couldn't look at you because I just was a hot mess. The whole thing scared me, but Stacy Berkheimer happened to send me a message, and she said, you are one of the people who have scared the shit out of me in this business, and I want you to know I love you, And that means more to me than you could even imagine. She took time to send me that message. And when she says I scared the shit out of her, it's only because I didn't talk much.
No.
You notice the girl sitting in the back of the room, kind of being quiet and shy. It's because she doesn't know what's coming. So she's protecting herself. And that's where so many people thought that I was this scary person, because that's who I was. But it's not who I really am. It's just who I was afraid to be. I was afraid to show people who I really was. So her sending that message to me tonight just really meant a lot. I've gotten text messages from Cassidy Bybee. She has been my biggest fan lately. She also said I was very intimidating when she came on. But we just got to spoon the other day in Kansas. No, come on. We got to room together in Kansas. They picked me to go and to train. Lindsay Wagner did. Look, I'm brain farts here. Yeah. These ladies' names that I'm mentioning, Amy Holscher sent me a message. Heather Dolan.
Class act.
It's my girl.
I know.
Jet Plasky. These ladies, these ladies are my friends, and they love me, and they show me support and care for me, and I would have never known them had it not been for Pure Romance.
I would say that that's the cool thing about this whole environment. You get out what you put in.
Mm-hmm.
And you put a lot into people, you put a lot into the things you've done, and that's how you get things out. And I tell you right now, people that are gonna watch this, or people are gonna think, hey, you know what, I've gotta start standing up, I've gotta start being and living the real me.
Yes.
And I think that that's what you've shown people here today, because a lot of people don't know your whole backstory. They don't know what Beverly's been through, what all the different trials, tribulations, and everything else that's got you to this point today. And I can tell you right now, you should be proud. Family should be proud, and you should be proud of how you've brought them all together.
Thank you.
And I can tell you right now, the Play Toy Bunnies are lucky to have you as their head bunny. Tonight, it's been fun. We've got to meet and see Beverly Long's story here on Pure Success, and I can tell you right now, an amazing woman. Has everybody in the audience enjoyed everything you got to hear tonight? Before we sign off, is there anything else you want to say or anything else that you want to do?
Anybody I didn't shout out to, there's your shout out. Thank you for picking me. Thank you for pushing me. This literally was a big fear of mine. And they say do something that scares you every day. This scared the shit out of me.
We're out from Cleveland, Ohio. Thanks so much.